अरिहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी राग ते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाय स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So yesterday you are given two examples. Okay. Are you all prepared for that? So I can ask anybody, you have to tell me what is the eternal self power, Trikadi Upadan. What is the immediately previous momentary manifestation, Anantar Purva Shanvarti Paryay. Then you have to tell me the momentary ability of the current modification, Tat Samay ki Yogyata. Then indifferent instrumental cause, motivational instrumental cause, Udasin Nimit, Prerak Nimit. Okay. So the first one example was of Puran Poli and making of Puran Poli, and then the next is about growing a plant. So Prinalji, you tell me these 5 things on this making of a Puran Poli.
So I won't be able to answer, sir. It's
So
it's
you
a
have
little
to
bit confusing for me right now, sir.
okay. So you have
Yes.
to cover up, and you
Yes,
know
I'm covering
while,
up, sir.
while
Yes.
I'm teaching, you can ask also if there is any ambiguity or any doubts, you can ask, you know.
Sure, sir. Sure.
So this is something you need to spend 2 hours a week
No,
for
no, sir.
attending
I
the
need
classes.
to work on it, sir, because
Yeah.
I read little bit, sir, but I'm still confused about it. So I need to read properly.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, yes.
Then Subhaji, you try. Puran Podi, 5 things you have to tell me.
Right. It might be correct or wrong. I don't know, sir. Right.
You have to try. You have to try.
Yeah.
You don't worry about correct or wrong.
Wrong. Okay.
Just
Okay.
attempt it.
Right. I'm worried about Upadan Karan. Upadan Karan is both the flour and the dal.
Yeah, both. Done. Correct.
Okay. Right.
This is Upadan Karan, Shanik Upadan or Trikadi Upadan?
This is Trikali Upadan.
Yes. So you have to complete it. Yeah.
Trikali
Next.
Upadan.
Yes.
Next, Ananta Purva Shanavarti Paryay.
Right.
That is the dough which is ready after mixing it with water, and the dal which is ready after boiling.
So it will be, you can say the process. The process is Anantar Purvashanvarti Prarya. You are where you are where you are all
assembling that dough and
different
dal
components.
together.
Yeah.
Together.
Done.
And the final one is poli.
Puran Podi is what?
That is the Tat Samay ki Yogita.
Very good. Tat Samay ki Yogyata.
Ability.
And
yes, ability
of
that particular
moment.
process.
Yeah.
Moment.
And then what is left? 2 left.
That is Udasi Nimit and Prerak Nimit.
Yes.
Udasin Nimit is anything like it is Adharmastika, because it is not moving, it is stationary.
Right.
And Prerak Nimit might be
so Udasin Nimit will be all the 4 you can
all the 4,
count.
okay, right. Yeah.
Dharma,
Because it,
Dharma, Akash,
okay.
Kal. These four will always be there. And apart
Okay.
from that,
Uh,
the chakla,
yes,
the
that
what you call it?
pinning wheel,
Yeah.
and the person who is making it, they are all will come under heat. They all come under Prerak Nimit.
So Prerak Nimit will be what and Udasin will be what? You tell me.
Udasin is ether, anti-ether, Kal, and space, Akash.
Apart from that, is there any tools that you are using for making Puran Poli?
That will come in Prerak Nimit.
No, the Prerak Nimit will be the maker, no?
Okay, tools what the tools what I'm using is pinning wheel, pinning wheel, and then heat will come under.
Heat will come under.
No, that dosa kalama, that we are using that plane to
plate, tawa,
dosa tawa.
Yeah.
So all these will be Udasin Nimit, you know, and
Okay.
the maker will be a Prerak Nimit.
Okay.
Okay.
And heat is not a nimit at all.
Heat is also a nimit. You can count it as indifferent instrumental cause.
Okay.
Udasin nimit.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So you have done all the 5 correct. Now,
yeah.
Darshit ji, you try in the next example.
Jay Jinendra.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't have my phone on me. So what was the example?
Growing a plant.
Growing a plant. Okay. So the growth factor that the plant will grow will be the Trikali Upadan, the principal cause.
Plant will be a Trikali Upadan.
Yeah, so the plant itself is a Trikali Upadan, right?
Right. So here the example is bit dicey, I can say, you know, growing of a plant. So if we consider its plant, then we can call the tree as a Trikali Upadan, tree.
Yeah, so the actual growth of the plant as the plant grows through its cycle would be the Kalabdi, so the eligibility of the moment. I'm not sure about the Shanik Upadan because I don't really understand.
So eligibility of the moment is Shanik Upadan only.
That would be seed, I think.
Pardon? You try all the 5. Now you try.
Okay, so see.
Now leave this example. This example itself is a bit confusing. I'll give you one simple example. A sweet maker makes a sweet. So the action is sweet. You know, the end product is sweet. Now you tell me.
Okay, so the eternal self power, Trikali Upadan, is sweet. Then immediately previous.
Not sweet. Sweet is the final product, no?
It will be the dough.
You can say dough, but the milk you can say.
Sir, no, so sugar, sugar.
Sugar, milk, both can be Trikali Upadan. Whatever components used in the making of the sweets are all Trikali Upadan. Because they are directly involved in the process, no?
Yeah, then the immediately previous momentary manifestation would be the sweet dough, that is the sweet whatever dough he is making. Then momentary ability of current modification would be the ability of the the ability of the sweet dough to get converted into sweet.
So the current ability of the current movement is sweet itself, the final outcome.
Yeah, and in different instrumental calls would be the time and space and moment of medium of motion and medium of rest and
Then apart from that,
so that's all.
Utensils used in the making of the sweet, you know, the kadai or the whatever they have used, you know.
Okay, sir. Then motivational instrumental calls would be the sweet maker.
Yeah,
The
that's all.
person making the sweet.
Halwai, yeah.
So, but what are the features of motivational instrumental calls? Like, what are the common features?
So one must be with desire. That is the first quality, motivational. And the second is it must be active. Okay.
It must be active.
Yeah. So it is Jeev Dravya. That is what we are talking about. And then there is Pudgal Dravya also. Matter is also active, you know. Matter does not have a desire, but it is active. Okay. But generally speaking, we consider the always the maker or the Jeev Dravya only as a motivational instrumental cause. Okay. And rest all are Udasin Nimits, you know. They are helpful in making of the sweet, but they are not directly involved in the process of making sweet, you know. Directly involved means they are not part of the sweet. They are not a component in the sweet. I hope everything is clear now to everybody, or is there anyone left? Then I will give.
Clear, sir. In this example, it's clear. Yesterday's example, I have to still again study.
Yeah, definitely. You go through this, because if we understand this principle of Nimit Upadan, no, it will solve 90% of our problem in our day-to-day practical life, you know. And it is not going to solve that itself, but it is also going to bring happiness. Okay.
G, I have a small doubt.
Yes.
Right. When we are working with Tatsamayaki Yogita,
okay.
Right. Only if the particular modification has that eligibility, it will become a karya. Action will happen and the product is formed.
Yes.
Am I right, sir? Right. Right. For example, if now as we are talking now, right, when we are discussing about the making of Puran Poli, right, you said that Puran Poli is the Tatsamayaki Yogita. I am not able to understand this, G.
So that is the action, no? You have done
that is the action, but that is not the eligibility, no?
No, that is the eligibility. The action itself is the eligibility.
Okay. Right.
Eligibility of the moment means the karya, you know, what has happened, the action.
So because that process has eligibility, it has become karya. Am I not right? Am I not correct?
No, we can say no, that eligibility itself is karya.
Okay, right. We had one more question, right? A student failing in the exam.
Okay.
Right. In that, since the particular modification, the student doesn't have eligibility, he failed in the exam. Otherwise, he would have passed in the exam. Am I correct or not, please?
So failing of the student is the eligibility of the moment. That's Samayaki Yogita.
Okay.
Okay. Student is Trikali Upadan. Okay.
Yes, student is Trikali Upadan. But right, since the particular
Anantar
process...
Purva Shanvarti Paryay is the kind of efforts that he put in. Okay.
Preparing for the exam.
Preparing for the exams, right?
But that since that particular process
and teacher would be motivational.
Nimit.
Yeah, and blackboard and benches.
Book exam.
Yeah, these are all will be indifferent cause. Indifferent instrumental cause.
Okay. If the particular process has eligibility, then you would have passed in the exam.
So what is happening, you know, what is happening, you know, you are considering eligibility at something you are assuming it to be a capacity, capacity of the
Yeah,
movement or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
But here in this chapter, in this particular reference to this chapter, the eligibility of the moment is the final outcome, the product, the action. Okay. The work done, whatever.
Okay. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah. So sometimes if you take the literal meaning, then it won't work. You have to take meaning according to the context in which it is being said.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Jay. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah. So Darshit ji, you are clear? Everybody is clear, or still there is somebody who is not clear?
Sir,
Yeah, I'm clear. Yeah.
sorry, sir. Sir, just going back to that example of Subhaji, the child failing in the exam. Sir, can we consider the child not answering the questions well
Yes.
in the exam to be the eligibility?
His preparation, his particular the time when he is appearing for the exams, not in the right frame of mind or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all,
So, sir,
it will
that's
all be
my...
his silly mistakes, this will all
Yeah.
be a part of the process. So
Okay.
it is not the immediate prior, it is called as immediate prior, but we have to consider 1 to 98. If 99th time is the time where the action has been taken, so 1 to 98 is all under the process.
Okay.
It is not only the 98 which is the process, it is 1 to 98 which will form a part of process.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
And sir, can I try the example of growing plant for those 5 stages?
So growing plant, no, the example is a bit, I would say, confusing, the example. But I am giving you some other example.
Okay.
Like you can consider making of a chapati.
Sir, because chapati and puran poli, they kind of are similar. That's why, or sweet. Sir, because I had practiced that growing of a plant, I was thinking about it.
You just go ahead. Let me see if it fits into the logics. Yeah.
So say like, sir, I thought seed was eternal self-power. Seed was the Trikali Upadan. Then immediate. Yeah.
So root, you are talking about root, right?
Root, seed, stem, whatever will give birth to a plant. Like the seed, like, for the clay or the pot, we have clay as a raw material.
And because then, all the examples are partially true. So in that sense, we will take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trikali Upadan is done. Eternal self-power is done.
Yeah. And then, sir, immediate prior momentary manifestation was, sir, like when the seed germinates, like, where foodta hai na, and then that thing comes out. So that I was wondering as the immediate previous momentary manifestation.
Fine.
Then momentary ability of the current modification. That was that I don't know, but
that is the plant itself. The plant itself.
That's
the finished product. The finished
product. Yeah. And then in different instrumental cause are the water, sunlight, soil, and the motivational is
water.
The person
water cannot be an instrumental cause because water is a part of the process. So it is a eternal self-power.
Okay.
The one which is directly involved in the process would always be Upadan Karan, Trikali Upadan Karan.
Okay,
so plant cannot come without the water, Water is a component of the plant. But the gardener is an motivational.
It's a motivational.
Yeah. And the other things used for spreading water in it, like the pipe and
yeah.
Then what else you can say? Of course, Dharmastika, Dharmastika, Akash Kal, these four will be there. But apart from that, the maintenance, the other tools that is used for maintenance of the plant.
Yeah. Yeah. Sir, is it something like the indifferent instrumental cause should be non-living? Like it should be Ajeev?
Yeah, it is always Ajeev. It is always Ajeev, you know. Only
Okay,
the
sir.
instrumental one will be Jeev because the desire is included there, you know, the desire of the human being.
Okay, sir.
So the instrumental cause is one which has got a desire and which is active. Kriyavan or Ichha. Okay? These two conditions are for motivational. Now, Pudgal Dravya can also be motivational because if it is active, it may not have desire, okay? But if it is active, so Pudgal Dravya is active. Only out of 6 substances, Jeev and Pudgal, okay? Living being and a matter, soul and matter, these two are active. They can move from one place to another place. So they are Kriyavan, you know. And so these two are active, and these two can be a part of motivational instrumental cause.
Okay, sir.
So the other four, medium of rest, medium of motion, space and time, these all four will be always indifferent instrumental cause. Okay, so now everybody is clear, or still you want to try?
Sir, in exam, we will be asked only
No,
these.
no. My whole teaching has nothing to do with exams, you know. If you get 5 marks less or 5 marks more, doesn't make a difference. But if you don't understand this principle, then what you will be doing, you know, you will be blaming other people. The Tara lidhe athu. It is not like that. It is your karma that has come into fruition. That is just an outer limit, external instrumental cause. So by understanding Nimit Upadan, we stop blaming the other people. That is the first one. The second one is our active consciousness, which was involved or which was engaged in the 5 sensory objects, you know, there is a transformation of that from there towards soul. So that transformation is very important, and that also takes place when you understand this Nimit Upadan very clearly. So these two are major, and then there are other benefits also by understanding this topic, and we will be covering that question as a last question on this topic. But so far, the story is like this only. Okay.
Rajeshji, sorry,
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
This last part that you talked about regarding the connection of how we would not blame somebody else.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, I mean, all this stuff that we're learning, I'm getting a bit lost with all the different elements to it. I'm not really lost, but I'm trying to connect the dots. I'm not seeing how that applies to my daily life. Is there something that you can help us with on that basis?
Means like I said, no, we always blame the other person when something goes wrong with our life, right?
Yeah.
Supposing you have a business and your employee makes a mistake, okay, and you incur a loss, okay. So now in normal cases we would be blaming the employee. आपने ध्यान नहीं रखा, you didn't work properly, you were irresponsible, you were busy on the mobile. You can give any XYZ reasons, yeah. But
okay,
if you have understood this Nimit Upadan, then you would settle down. You will always think on these lines that I had to incur a loss, So my servant is just a nimit. Okay.
Right, I get it.
With this much understanding, you will not blame the servant on one side, and the other side, you will not be manifesting passions, which is more important, you know.
Okay.
So when you blame, then also you are manifesting passions, and you may not be blaming, but you may internally thinking that he is the culprit and all. Then also you are manifesting passions, you know. So this manifestation of passion will stop, and blaming will also stop. And you know, you will be at very calm and peace, because you know that after all, business is a matter of risk. Sometimes the party doesn't pay us and we lost heavy money, you know, principal plus the profit, everything is gone. So that kinds of thing happens in the business, and this is a very small loss that we are talking about, you know. So there is nothing that you can take. You have to take these things in your heart, you know. It's just an coming and going kind of incident, and you should take it very lightly.
So is
Next
that where
time,
the Shat part
you
comes
should
in?
say him that next time dhyan rakhna. Bas, that's all.
Okay.
So you are also at peace. He is also very comfortable, you know. He was fearing that my boss will now scold me, and like in a way you have given a abhaidan. But don't worry, मेरे से भी हो जाता है. So you can make things light like that.
Okay.
So in most of the cases, you know, most of the cases, if you analyze, it is we try to blame the others. We never see fault of ours. We always try to blame others if anything goes wrong. You know, we always look for scapegoat, like who is responsible for this. But actually, it has happened on its own, independently. Nobody is responsible for that. Okay. Now, if you consider karma, so you have asata vedniya karma's fruition coming in place. Okay. So you are incurring a loss. If it would have been sata vedniya karma ka uday, then you would not have made a loss. Okay. You could have been saved. You know. So it is like that.
So in short, all these other concepts that we have learned about karma and everything else, and the small points that come through in our lectures,
yeah,
it actually all falls within this whole nimit upadan.
So yeah, not nimit upadan. There are many other topics also, but this is one of the most important. You know, the one thing is that our nature of dependence on others, that also goes away. You know that nimit will come on its own. There is no fixed nimit in this universe. A teacher teaches a student. A teacher teaches a class of 30 students. You know. Same teacher, same teachings, same homework, same everything. But somebody comes first and somebody fails. So, निमित्त से कुछ होता नहीं है, लेकिन निमित्त के बगैर भी नहीं होता है. Instrumental cause is never a part of the manufacturing process, okay? But it is always present.
So you had taught us other types of nimit also, mental causes, some other types also.
Yeah. That also we'll discuss. But the main was this one which we discussed just now.
So if you can give some sample questions for that also, then we will get
other nimits. Other nimits.
Yes, sir. The other ones which you taught last time.
Yeah.
Last time.
Sadharan, asadharan, mukhya, gaun. You know.
Yes, sir. All that.
Yeah. So there are other 4 types. You know, antarang nimit, bahirang nimit, gaun nimit, mukhya nimit, sadharan, asadharan, sadbhav, abhav. So these 4 are different. The one which is very popular is the motivational and indifferent. Okay. So antarang nimit is internal internal instrumental cause. What could be a internal instrumental cause? One thing is certain, that Nimit is always the other dravya, okay? Non-self element. Nimit is always non-self element. Okay. So now Antrang Nimit and Bahirang Nimit, both are non-self. Okay. So Antrang Nimit, we will take karmas as Antrang Nimit. Okay. And external is the whatever you encounter externally, you know. Now supposing if we consider Samyak Darshan, okay, a right belief, then the internal Nimit is the destruction of delusion. Okay. Mithyatva ka abhav is the internal Nimit. So Mithyatva is a karma prakriti. So because that karma prakriti has gone off, so Samyak Darshan has manifested. So that will be an internal. And what would be an external instrumental cause? The Dev Guru Shastra, the Jinvani. Okay. Because by reading scriptures only we got Samyak Darshan. Okay. So these are all external instrumental cause. Mukhya Nimit and Gaun Nimit. So in the making of a pot, you know, from clay, the potter is the Mukhya, primary. It is also called the primary instrumental cause.
So that is same as motivational.
Same, it's more or less resembles, but it is not the same. The meanings are not same. Mukhya means major, primary. And Gaun is secondary. So the other tools that are used in the making of a pot are all Gaun Nimit. Okay. Then there is a Sadharan, that is ordinary. Asadharan is special. So the potter will be Asadharan and the Sadharan will be the other tools. Okay. And of course, you can take this.
So why is potter special?
Potter is special because it is his talent, you know. Special talent. Everybody cannot make a pot. Then there is a Sadbhav Nimit and Abhav Nimit. So in the same example of Samyak Darshan, the Sadbhav Nimit would be Shraddha Gunka Samyak Parinaman. Okay. Right manifestation of faith attribute. Shraddha Gunka Samyak Parinaman is the Sadbhav Nimit, positive. And what will be negative? Mithyatva ka bhav, absence of delusion. Okay. So this other that we discussed just now, they are not used in, mainly what is used is the motivational and the indifferent. Because I'll tell you one thing. People do this mistake of considering motivational instrumental cause as a part of Upadan. But it is not part of the Upadan. Okay. It is just an instrumental cause.
Sir, in the example of Samyak Darshan, wouldn't the person be the motivational instrumental cause and also the Trikali Upadan? Because the soul has the eternal power.
Yes.
To achieve Samyak Darshan.
Right.
And I am motivated to achieve Samyak Darshan. So in this case, wouldn't both be the same soul?
No, because soul is the substance where the manifestation has taken place. And Nimit is always the external thing, no?
So in this case, what will be the motivational instrumental cause in Samyak Darshan?
So that's why I said, no, ki Dev Guru Shastra.
So wouldn't that be indifferent instrumental cause? Because they are not, they They are there. They are the
So,
tools.
so the preachings of the God, you know, the preachings of the God, you know, if you have listened to some discourses of monk, then that could be a nimitt. So those will be motivational instrumental cause. Just like the teacher. Teacher is a motivational instrumental cause. And the other things, blackboard, benches, table, these are all indifferent instrumental cause. Now I think everyone is clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for the example.
Yes. Everyone is clear?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So I'll give you 2 more for today homework, and you write it on your own and send me personally on my personal chat. Okay. So this 2 will be final, and this will like, you know, settle the matter once and for all. So now coming back to the portion that we were covering yesterday, you know, just a minute. So what I did now, I took a printout. But everyone has a printout? Everyone has taken a printout, or you are managing on soft copy only?
I'm managing also.
Okay. No problem. So I will share it. Why it is like that? I don't understand. 1 minute. Huh? Hopefully. Yes. Yes. Now you can see on the screen. So we were here. Let me see. 1 minute. Padam Shakti. Okay. Can niyamak karan be of various types? Yesterday we were discussing this in the last, and there were how many niyamak karan were there? The controlling cause? 3. Okay. So one was about the eternal principal cause. Okay. Eternal principal power, Trikali Upadan. That is a controlling cause for the fact that the action will happen in this substance only. Okay. So that was the first. The second one was the Anantar Purva Shanvarti Paryay. Okay. Immediate prior modification, and that will be regulatory or controlling cause for the process or the efforts. Okay. And the last one was the momentarily eligibility of the moment, and that is a controlling cause for the time where the action will happen. So there were three controlling or regulatory cause. Okay. Now, out of these three, my question is, which would be the ultimate cause for the action to take place? You have to give one. You cannot give three.
Trikali Upadan.
No. Trikali Upadan is always present, but the work doesn't happen every moment.
Is it the momentary eligibility?
Yes, momentary eligibility. Also, the eligibility of the moment. Okay, that is the ultimate cause for any work to take place. Okay, तत्समय की योग्यता है ना. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? तत्समय की योग्यता. So तत्समय की योग्यता is such a nice topic. One of my favorites among all the things that we are going to learn, you know, because once you understand this very nicely, tatsamay ki yogyata, it is going to solve all your day-to-day life's problem, you know. The chief cause of depression, tension, you know, is this, if you don't understand tatsamay ki yogyata. And when you understand tatsamay ki yogyata very clearly, then your life becomes very simple and very enjoyable, you know. You have to understand this tatsamay ki yogyata. It is the momentary eligibility of the modification. The work has been done, and the work done is the yogyata. And one more thing I would like to add, you may be able to understand or you may not be able to understand, but it is very simple. Everyone would understand. All the three times means past, present, and future. Okay. All the eligibility of the moment of the past, present, and future are all fixed. Are you able to understand?
That means that anything has got a lifespan, that at some point it will end or finish.
Not
everything
that, not that really. Anyone else?
Like everything is predetermined, sir?
Yes, everything is predetermined. You know, I said ki past, present, and future. All the eligibility of the moments, okay, of the past time, present time, and future time is all prefixed. Now, if it is prefixed, that means you cannot change it. And if you cannot change it, then you are already a relaxed person. If
So
you
then what
believe
is the
that you
point of
cannot change it,
efforts?
huh?
So then what is the point of efforts if everything
Yes,
is...
yes. So we are coming to that. So the first thing that you have understood, that everything is prefixed, okay? The eligibility of the moment of all the three times, okay, past, present, and future is prefixed, and it keeps on coming on its own independently. Okay, there is nobody, doer, creator, manager, or nobody can prepone it or postpone it. It is all very independent, and all the three times, past, present, and future, every moment is fixed what is to be happen. Okay, so this is one thing. Now, if we consider this, then what is the efforts? Can anyone guess what could be the effort? If everything is fixed, then what is the point of talking about efforts?
So
we have to do Purusharth to change and get better.
So that is what I'm saying. You cannot change the eligibility of the three moments, you know, past, present, and future is all fixed, prefixed.
So the effort is actually trying to understand that this is prefixed and it's going to happen.
Yes,
that.
that's very nice. So Darshitji have understood it before, not in this course, but earlier he knows about Krambat Paryay. So in the next semester, we have this Krambat Paryay, and from that, this eligibility of the moment has come, So
So
eligibility.
effort is also Nimit, no, sir? Effort
No,
is also
effort is not in it. Effort is something is in your hand, The other factors are not in your hand. So what would be the real meaning of an effort? That if you are accepting this principle, that all the thing that is going to happen is all prefixed, okay? If you are accepting this, then it is the effort. It is the greatest effort, because people have a habit of doing things, They believe that if they are doing, then only the things are happening. So with that psychology, we all are coming from with that psychology from time immortal. This is our psychology from time immortal. So it carries here also, and we were all believing this, that we are the doer of things. If we don't do it, how things will happen. But after understanding these principles, we come to realize that there is nothing that I can do. So the acceptance of that, the acceptance of the prefix of the prefixed sequence of the events that is going to happen, that acceptance itself is the effort. People are not ready to effort, People believe ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है, कुछ भी नहीं करना है. So कुछ भी नहीं करना है is your actual, I would say, nature. Your nature is only to be an observer, not a doer. Okay. So by understanding this Nimit Upadan, you actually become a observer.
So that can happen only for a pure soul, right, sir? Only for Keval Jnana or pure soul, without an effort, by being observer, that can happen. But for people who have karma, like me, if I don't...
So even if you have karma, okay, you have karma, but you are still devoid of karma. That is another aspect that you are aware. You have karma, that is one aspect. That is one aspect of your life. Okay, accepted. But then there is another aspect of your life that talks that soul is eternal, soul is without karma.
Correct.
So you have to consider both. No, how you can consider one?
I have to move. I understand that is the pure state. But when I'm doing, when I'm on my karma bhumi here, I have some actions by which I have.
So that is what I am telling you, that when you are in karma bhumi, when the karmas are on the rise, and things are happening in your life according to the karmas, at that point of time, the soul is full of infinite qualities and he is an observer at that time only.
Okay, so for me to do a nirjara or a sarva or whatever, there should be an effort to focus as a pure soul. So that effort only when time comes or that momentary also matches with the other eternal force, then that can occur. Correct?
So we were talking. So we were talking about the efforts and the eligibility of the moment. Okay.
Correct. So if I don't put effort, or if I don't even try an effort, won't it take infinite time for that eligibility moment to come?
Right. Now, I'll just add one more thing. In that eligibility of the moment, I said that all the three times eligibility of the moment is prefixed. Okay. So when we say prefix, then the efforts, then there is no role of efforts. If it is prefixed, if I cannot change my destiny, then my efforts are zero, right?
Correct.
So that was the question. Then what will happen to the effort? So as Darshitji answered it, that the effort is in accepting this system, you know, the system of the appearance of each modification in a particular time bound sequence is the acceptance of this system is the effort. But we always believe effort to be something that, you know, I came to Chennai, I had only 500 rupees in my pocket and today I am a millionaire. So you consider these as effort, right? इसके पास कुछ नहीं था, now he is a billionaire.
Sir,
So,
I want one more example. Say, consider I am a thief.
right.
So if I'm a thief, I'm not even in a straight path. So
Pardon?
if I continue to be a thief,
Pardon,
even
I missed your last sentence.
So see, I'm a thief. I'm a
Okay.
very bad person. Okay, thief or
Okay.
take
You are a
any
bad
example
person.
of a bad person.
Okay.
Okay, so if I don't do any effort to correct myself, to come into even Samyak Darshan, and I just think that it is going to be a predetermined, that's my my destiny, and I don't need to do anything. When
So
will
then,
I come?
that means that he has not understood the principle of predetermination. The principle of predetermination includes efforts also. No work can take place without efforts.
Okay.
Okay. So for everything to manifest or the action to happen, there are 5 causes. Okay. So the 5 causes are called the 5 factors. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So among and this is running parallel to this principle of Nimit Upadan, you know. So
Correct.
there are 2 ways of saying how the work is being done. One is from the Nimit Upadan point of view, and the other one is from the 5 factors point of view. Okay.
Yes.
The technology is the same, only the words are different. So
Yes,
in both the case, if we are comparing, you know, Nimit is same in both the cases.
Okay.
Swabhav is same in both the cases. Here it is Trikali Upadan Karan. There it is called Swabhav or nature.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Anantar Purva Shanvarti Paryai, which is the language in the Nimit Upadan, in the case of 5 factors, it will be efforts.
Okay.
Now, what we are left is with Tat Samay Ki Yogyata.
Okay.
So, Tat Samay Ki Yogyata, the eligibility of the moment in Nimit Upadan is corresponding to, you know, Bhavitavya and Kal Labdhi in that 5 factors.
Okay.
Bhavitavya is destiny and Kal Labdhi is the right time.
Right time. Okay.
So Tat Samay Ki Yogyata means Bhavitavya plus right time. Both combined is Tat Samay Ki Yogyata. What is Bhavitavya? What is destiny? Destiny means what has to happen, that will happen. Right? What is right time? The work will be done at the right moment. So both these combined put together is the eligibility of the moment.
Okay.
The immediate prior modification is efforts. Nature or the eternal power, self power is the Trikali Upadan. Okay. And
I think all the 4 involves effort. The manifestation is at the destiny plus.
So out of the 5 factors, only effort is in your hand. The other 4 are not in your hand. Okay. So what are these other 4? You can tell me.
Okay, sir. I kind of
destiny.
Understand.
Yes.
Motion to rest, motion.
No, that
The-
will not come.
Kalabdi.
The tatsame ki yogyata.
No, Tatsamay ki yogyata is in the Nimit Upadan format. It is not in the 5 factors, So 5 factors, the first one is Swabhav or the nature. So here it is Trikali Upadan. You write it down, huh? So one column will be for Nimit Upadan, the other column will be for the 5 Samvai. 5 Samvai means 5 factors, not 5 factors. Here I'll just find out what is the word for Samvai. The collection of causes. Okay. The collection of causes. So there are 5 collection of causes. So to depict Karan and Karya, cause and effect relationship, we can express it in 2 ways. One is Nimit Upadan, okay, principal and instrumental cause. The other is collection of causes, okay. So there are 2 methods of depicting the same thing, cause and effect relationship, okay. So the first one, Nimit Upadan, you know the 5 factors. So first one is Trikali Upadan. Then we have Anantar Sharnavarti Purva Paryay, Purva Anantar Sharnavarti Paryay, immediate prior modification. Okay. The third one is the Tat Samay ki Yogyata or the momentarily eligibility. Okay. And the fourth one is Nimit. So in Nimit Upadan, there are only 4 things. Okay. Now the same 4 will correspond to 5 things in Panch Samvai or the collection of causes. So the first one is Swabhav, nature, that is Trikali Upadan here. Okay. The second one is Nimit. So Nimit is the same name both the ways. The third one is Kal Labdhi, the right time. The fourth one is destiny, Bhavitavya. And the last one is Purusharth. So Purusharth here will be what in Nimit Upadan? Last question. Purusharth in 5 collection of causes, okay. What it will correspond to in Nimit Upadan terminology?
So immediate modification.
Yes, very good. Now, Kal Labdhi, right time and destiny will be what in Nimit Upadan?
Eligibility of the moment.
Eligibility of the moment, very good. What would be Swabhav?
Nature.
Trikali Upadan.
Trikali Upadan, very good. Trikali Upadan.
Yeah.
And 1 minute. What is left now? Trikali Upadan, this Nimit. So Nimit is both, in both the cases, it is Nimit only. Okay. So here we are saying 4 things. Here we are saying 5 things. Why we are saying 5 things? Because right time and destiny, these are 2 different here. And in the Nimit Upadan case, both are combined and we have got the Tat Samay ki Yogyata. Okay.
Sir, why there are 2 interpretations? Sir, like both will belong to that which Niyog, the 4th exposition, no, sir?
Both belongs to Dravyan Yog. Okay.
Dravya Niyog.
Yeah, both belongs to Dravyan Yog. And there are not 2, there are 3. There are 3 ways in which we can show cause and effect relationship. Now, can you name what would be the third principle? You have studied it. You have studied it. So that's why I'm asking. Shat Karak. Do you remember? Shat Karak, Karta, Akaram, Karan, Sampradan, Apadan, Adhikaran.
Correct.
So all these 3 principles are same. Only the terminology differs. Okay. Now, We are not discussing the Shatkarak now because it's a bit difficult. Okay, it is exactly doesn't correspond. There is some discrepancy, so we leave that matter. Okay, but these two, Nimit Upadan and 5 collective causes, they are similar. And for any action to take place, these 5 causes will always be there. Okay, so this is the something extra that I have taught you today, but we will completing the syllabus next week. I was planning to have one extra class on Friday, but we will keep it for next week. Okay, so next week we will have classes on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and hopefully we will finish this Nimit Upadan. Still, if it is not clear, I will go 1 week more. You know, it doesn't make a difference. But if there
It's
are
important for me. I have my exam.
Pardon?
Please, Shlok. Sorry, sir.
Okay, okay. You were talking to somebody else, right? Okay. So this principle is such an important one that if I don't mind if we take 1 or 2 more classes, you know, because we have to understand it thoroughly. Thoroughly means absolutely thoroughly. From anywhere, if the question is being asked, you should have the answer absolutely ready with you. Okay. And not only the answer, but the underlying logic behind that answer. Okay. So this topic, you also put in some efforts during weekends to read through this chapter again and see if you find anything which you are not able to understand. You can always ask. So it's a small.
Those 5 points.
The whole article is, I think, 23 pages. You know, in English, it is 19 pages. I took a printout today, so it is 19 pages. So this 19 pages you must read it thoroughly because there are so many logics given against each. Why Nimit? We are not considering Nimit as a part of the Upadan, you know, and why the controlling or the regulatory cause is the Tat Samay ki Yogyata, you know. So all this, you just go through it. I think now you will be able to understand with the kind of examples that we have done, and I'll be giving you 2 more examples for practice, and that you have to write it down and send me through WhatsApp. Not
Yes.
write it down, you can just type it on the WhatsApp and send me 5 points. Okay.
So the
Tikali,
5 points which you told us today,
yeah.
the new 5 points. Can
No,
you please?
that is the same as Nimit Upadan. The principle is same, only the terminology differs. So
can
I
you
told,
please send it on
because
WhatsApp?
sometimes it is they talk in the language of Nimit Upadan, and sometimes they talk in this language of 5 collective cause, you know, but it means the same.
So these 5 collective causes, can you please send on WhatsApp? Because you were telling in Hindi, so I took time to understand. I couldn't understand it.
So we don't have a chapter. Okay, we have a chapter in Krambat Paryay about this. Okay, so you don't bother about the 5 collective causes. Okay, I'll send you the names, that I don't mind, but
Okay.
but you don't go. But the principle is same. You know, what we study here as a immediate prior modification is the same as efforts there. What we consider as Trikali Upadan here is the nature there. What we consider Nimit here is the same Nimit there. What we consider as Tat Samay ki Yogyata here is Kallabdhi and Bhavitavya there. So only in one there is a difference, that here it is Tat Samay ki Yogyata and there it is Kallabdhi, the right time, and Bhavitavya, the destiny. Okay. So you just stick to this book only, Nimit Upadan. Let's get this thoroughly, and I'll give you 2 examples also, and you read those chapter also once again. Okay. So we'll meet up next week now.
Sir,
Yeah.
so one last thing. Sir, is it possible, like, we've read about expositions, we've read about elements, fundamentals, we've read about this. Sir, can we just like take one example or like 1 or 2 examples and just kind of merge how everything like pulls together and like, like anything like in terms
So
of the
we cannot
bonding.
pull all the principles in one examples, but we can definitely put in 3-4 principles at a time.
Okay.
So that we will see. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
that's
any story that you might know, like that puts everything into simple like perspective as to how to remember these principles, because individually as a chapter, it's like sometimes it just feels a bit overwhelming because you read about the technical terms, Hindi, English, both, and then it's just like after a few days, like right now in the class, it seems like, okay, I got it. I finally got it.
So
and then after a few days, sir, then like you have to
that's why
revise.
you have to revise it at your home. The important principles one. I'm not telling you, tell me everything, whatever you have read so far. That I also know, if you don't revise it, we forget. Everyone forgets it. But so remembering or not remembering is not the factor. Okay. The factor is, if you have understood the concept, you will be able to apply it practically. Example. Now, today you have understood Nimit Upadan. So now the blame game will stop. Now you know that Nimit is not a part of the process. So what is the point in blaming it? So this much difference will happen that you will stop blaming others. So when you don't blame others and you take up your responsibility or your karmas, then definitely that much peace you will experience, that much peace in your present modification. आपको गुस्सा नहीं आएगा ना, दूसरे पे गुस्सा नहीं आएगा.
सर गुस्सा नहीं आएगा, पर लाइक सर द अदर एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इट इज लेजीनेस भी आ सकता है, कंप्लेसेंसी आ जाएगा ना सर, कि मतलब लाइक कर्म है, सब कुछ अगर प्रीडेस्टिन्ड है,
नहीं,
and if the primary
so that is why. So if you say like this, कि everything is predestined, okay, then there is no effort. That means you have not understood the predestined principle. Because as I said, for every action there are 5 collective cause, So out of that, one is Purusharth. So how we can leave the Purusharth? So when we say it is all predestined, it means that we have covered up the Purusharth also.
Okay.
And accepting these things as predestined is infinite Purusharth. Anant Purusharth. To accept it, Okay. Nice that you have some queries. Always you are thinking on whatever I have taught you is very good, and you can further build up on that with little bit of studies, every day. So that will keep you in touch, and keeping in touch is very important for the continuity. And once it is continued, then everything will come. You will pick up everything, and everything will fall in places. So continuation is very important, and I hope that you spare some time every day for yourself. Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. It is everything on us only, we do see serials, every day. Supposing I'm giving an example, somebody sees serials every day. So how does he find time for serials, because it is his interest that he always times find for his serials. If it is a fixed time, he will cancel all his other commitments and glued to the TV set at that point of time. Why? Because his interest. So once you develop an interest in this spiritual knowledge, of course, then you will have always time for that. So there is a struggle initially, but then it all becomes very easy with practice and time. So practice is your effort and time is the experience that you will have. Okay, so
sir, one last question on LCPA, sir. Sorry about
yeah.
that. See, there are 3 questions for, in fact, 4 questions, 2, 1 plus 1 plus 1, 1. Okay. Third question is 2 parts. So together it is 10 minutes, or each of the question is 10 minutes?
Together it is 10 minutes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So you have to just give examples, no?
Correct.
So
Sir, all 5 questions, all together within 10 minutes, no?
So this is just a standard norm, But if you take 15 minutes, I don't mind.
Oh, I thought altogether 10 minutes means I short and I wrote 3 pages.
So it is good, na? It is good, na? You have shortened is good.
Yeah, because I understood that nutshell it is there means
yes.
that only. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. It is very interesting, but due to the tiredness, I could not. I'll re-listen that today's lecture. It is very nice.
Yes.
Bahut dhanyavad.
Yes. Always welcome. Yeah. See, age is one of the factors,
Yes, sir.
So because of our age, the strength also decreases, the ability also decreases. But
physical.
Still, so what happens, the one that you were supposed to grasp in half an hour, it may take 2 hours for you to grasp those things, But once you understand it, is your property.
Grasping is very nice. Little basic is there. That is not a problem. Physical elements only is impediments. That's the only thing.
So physical elements, you have to do Ved Vigyan, because that body is not yours, no?
Yeah.
So you have to practice. You have to practice. Every time a thought will come that, oh, mera bahut darad kar raha hai. So you said, no, mere ko darad nahi kar raha hai. I'm just an observer. So every time you have to position yourself as a soul. And when you position yourself as a soul, then you are an observer. You are not a doer. So when you are an observer, there is no tension. Only when you become a doer, all the tension comes on our head. But if you are not a doer, only an observer, then what difference does it make? Whether you observe this or you observe this, you are an observer. Whether you observe A or whether you observe B or whether you observe C, doesn't matter. You are an observer. So it is either A or B or C, doesn't matter. I am still an observer. Okay. So we'll end. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार। 9 बार 9 का अंतर गिनेंगे। जय जिनेंद्र।
जय जिनेंद्र।